Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you for just a minute about a topic that I know is on your mind because many of you have emailed me about this or talked to me in some way, shape, or form, and that topic is fear. Now, we all know that fear is everywhere. It's in every piece of our lives. As soon as Adam experiences the fall, he recognizes that he's naked, and it says that he's afraid and he hides from God. Fear is a piece of all of our lives. But it's not how God intended it to be. It's not what God wanted for each of us. The Bible talks about fear in some various form nearly 500 times. 500. It's something that God knew we would struggle with, that He knew we would have to deal with in various ways. And there's a lot of verses that talk about it. But I wanted to mention just a few. Matthew 6:34 says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring worries of its own." Anybody ever found that to be true? Tomorrow has enough worries all by itself. We don't need to make them up. And really, that's what fear is. At least that's been my experience. Fear is the unknown. It's the thought of what might happen, how someone may react. And our fears are different for each of us because sometimes they're around our health, around money, around just how others will react to us. But the thing about fear that I've told you before is that I think it's one of the devil's favorite tools because it works on each of us. It works differently on each of us, but it works on every single one of us. We all fear something. Most of us fear multiple somethings. But part of what Jesus came to do was to set us free from fear, to tell us that in Him there is freedom. In Him there is love. And John chapter 4, I believe it's verse 18 says, where there is true love, there is no fear. In other words, true love and fear are not compatible. They don't go together. So as we enter into our relationship with God more and more deeply, as we're able to put our trust in God, fear automatically begins to be swept away. And I'm not sitting here saying that all of a sudden tonight you can flip a switch and say a prayer and you'll be done with all your fears, but you can get closer. You can make it the intent of your heart to set fear aside. To say, I'm going to trust in the Lord. I'm going to recognize that all the worry in the world won't change a thing. Won't change a thing. Let fear go. It says in the Psalms are full of talk about fear. Psalm 94 says, when anxiety was great within me, you brought me joy. This is God. Brought me joy. Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? In other words, when our life is rooted in God, there is nothing to fear. Because whether we are here, whether we die, whether we enter eternal life, we're God's. We are God's, and we are with God. So my simple words to you are fear not. Fear not. Try to turn it over to God. Let go and let God comfort and guide you.